Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We are here today. We're just going to move the camera to this side. But we're here today with the babies. I still have 7 baby Holland Lops. They are really, really cute. Look at that. Look how cute they are. And they're really, really active. They're having a really great time. And someone's going to ask me if I have a personal favorite. I do. It's this little Vienna marked black one, who's absolutely crazy. I love this one. It's got, there's got, one is leaving. But yeah, we have 7, and this one is my favorite. He's crazy. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, too young to sex. And yeah, we have to kind of keep an eye because there goes one. They are very, very quick. Very quick at this age. They are still feeding from their mama. They are not ready to be separated from their mama, but their mama definitely likes a break. She's not even in the same room right now. So we're just going to talk a little bit today about how to look after them in the early days. I didn't show them too much after their initial, they're born. Hi. They were born and they're really cute and look at them, they're moving around. Then I kind of did a 1 week thing. I haven't shown them too much outside of that because they don't change a lot and there's not a lot to look at until about now. Their eyes are open, okay? All 7 of them have cute little open bunny eyes, okay? They are ready and very, very energetic, as you can see. They're very good little bunnies. Yes, you are. You're all perfect. Yeah, you're all perfect. This one's squinching towards me. So I just want to talk about looking after them in the early days, those first 2 weeks, as we kind of keep an eye on them. Did we lose someone or do we have everybody? 1, 2. Where's the other one? Oh, I found him. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Problem solved. We've got everybody. We are okay. Just thought one had escaped. They didn't. We're okay. So I just want to talk for a minute about the baby bunnies and how you look after them in the beginning. Okay? Because it's pretty important that you do things correctly for the most part. And yes, they're just playing on my bed. So one of the things you want to do is I talked about formula feeding. If you don't have to formula feed, I'm assuming you don't. I'm picking you up, whether you like it or not. So I'm assuming you do not have to formula feed. So if you don't have to, you're a crazy one, aren't you? Yes, you are. But if you do not have to formula feed, you want to make sure mama has hay and pellets available at all times. Hi, little one. Oh, running back. You want to make sure mama always has food and water. I figured you disappeared. There's one. Yeah, we had a little escapee there. Yes, you're so cute. You guys are so cute. Oh, it is a cute bunny. So you want to make sure mama has access to food and water at all times. Okay. Just moving the blanket here so you can see them a little bit better. Yes, you can go back. So food and water at all times. Before their eyes are open, they're not really going to do too much. So their eyes will open about 10 days to 2 weeks. So start looking at day 10 to see if their eyes are opening. Their eyes might not be fully open till day 16. But around 14 is normal. 12 to 14 is pretty normal, but it could be a couple days outside of that. Before they open their eyes, they don't do too much. They pretty much stay in the nest box. They don't do a lot of running around because they can't see. They're only feeding from their mother. So if you're not formula feeding, you don't have to do very much. Keep the nest box clean. Keep the baby bunnies clean. Check their eyes as they start to open that they don't have any crustiness or anything. We call it nest box eye. You want to make sure they're looking clean. These guys do look very clean, mostly because I keep the nest box exceedingly clean. I change the bedding all the time. So you want to make sure mama has her food and the babies are clean. Until they open their eyes, there's not much else to do about that. If mama has too many babies to feed, you might have to find yourself feeding them. I did a formula feeding video. I didn't actually have to formula feed anyone. If I do in the next litter, I will show you how I do that. But if you don't have to formula feed anyone, just don't. Don't even try. So if you have two rabbits that had babies at the same time and one had a huge litter and one had a smaller litter, you can try to give some of the babies from the larger litter to the mom with the smaller litter. Doesn't always work, but you can try. During those first 2 weeks before they open their eyes, you want to check and see if anyone has passed away, and unfortunately it happens on occasion. I still have all 7, so we're lucky this time. Nobody passed. Everyone's adorable. Yeah. They're all so cute, all so sweet. All here. Yeah, you guys are beautiful. So, if somebody passes away, you want to remove them immediately from the nest box. So, also, if you have a doe who has a history of not looking after her babies well, first of all, I wouldn't recommend breeding her. I only breed good mamas. So, if I have one, I breed her the first time and she sucks, I don't breed her again. But if you do, be prepared to foster those babies either with another mama or yourself. It's not super hard to foster baby bunnies because you only have to feed them twice a day, so it's not horrible. Hi, buddy. Look at my babies. Oh, yeah, you're my babies. So they're perfect, they're adorable, they're fantastic. Handling newborn kits. You've seen me pick them up in videos. I have no problem picking them up. So there are two schools of thought here. Some people say you absolutely should not touch them because the mom will reject them. That is absolutely untrue. Mama does not care if I've touched them or not. And in particular, Gemini, I'm just lowering the camera so we can get a little bit closer here. But Gemini, in particular, does not care. Okay? Gemini is a fantastic mom, and she's my baby. So because she's my baby, we don't generally have a problem with her not letting me handle them. So it is okay to handle them. If you handled the mom beforehand, you want to make sure mama, oh, scratching. You want to make sure mama is calm and comfortable with you handling them. Okay, that's important. So that's one of the reasons why I talked about in a previous video that you should handle mama every day. You should handle her, you should touch her, you should play with her so that she's used to you handling her so that she's more comfortable with you handling her babies. Gemini has no problem. She's sleeping right now. She doesn't care. But she has no problem with me picking up these little babes, pick them up, and playing with them. She has no problem. Okay? They're not even in their box half the time because I'm always playing with them. There we go. But in those first 2 weeks, it is okay to pick them up. It is okay to handle them as long as mama's comfortable. If you're a little worried that mama might not be totally comfortable with you handling them, you can absolutely distract her with food or treats or whatever, or remove her from the nesting area entirely. Remember, they only feed them twice a day, so you don't really have to worry too much about mama needing to feed them. As long as she's fed them recently, she won't need to. So it's okay to distract mama if you need. See, they're already starting to groom themselves. They're 2 weeks old. They're doing really well. They're fantastic. So the other thing you want is to make sure every day you're counting your babies. Make sure one hasn't gone missing. And if they have, find them. So you want to find them quickly. So I hunt down my babies a lot. Okay? So my babies. I hunt down my babies multiple times a day. Oopsie. There we go. Just having some camera problems. There. We're okay. Don't worry about it. So I check for them 2-3 times a day at minimum. Oh, are we bouncy? Are we bouncy babies? Yeah, we're bouncy. So I check my babies all the time. You want to at least twice a day do a head count, make sure everyone's there. If someone's missing, find them. Because if someone has fallen out of the nest box in those first 2 weeks, they can't find their way back because their eyes are closed, so they can't see, and they don't know how to warm themselves up because they don't have enough fur. So you notice these guys, they have plenty of fur. Okay, look at how much fur these guys have. Look at how fluffy they're getting. Look at those feet. Oh, here's your feet. Yeah, pretty. So they'll keep themselves warm now if they get out of the nest box, but before they open their eye and before they have all that fur, they can't. they don't know how. They don't know what to do. They're very confused. So make sure you do a head count twice a day. Find them, pick them up, count them, make sure everybody is happy and healthy. Um, with the smaller breeds like Holland Lops here, sometimes peanuts happen. Peanut is a baby that didn't really develop all the way. Yeah, you guys are cute. So you may have to, those usually pass away. A peanut will usually pass away. You'll have to remove those from the nest box. I try to formula feed peanuts, and I've had the occasional one survive. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. So if you do have one that's so tiny and just not the same size as the others, you can give it a shot. Formula feed it, keep it warm, do your best, but don't take it too hard if it doesn't make it. Now, I haven't had any peanuts this year. I did have a peanut last year that did not make it, and I had one last year with a different mom who did make it. So whether they make it or not, 50-50, I would say. So in those first 2 weeks, you're not doing a lot with the babies. You are making sure that you are going to keep mama happy and healthy. You are making sure that your bunnies are all accounted for, and that if one passes away, you remove them from the nest box. Okay, there's not a lot to do with the babies in those first 2 weeks. I do like to handle them a lot in those first 2 weeks because they are little tiny babies and I want them to love me when they grow up. So the more you handle them when they're little, the sweeter they'll be as adults. And I know I'm going to have somebody ask, why are their ears down like this? Why aren't they sticking up like this? It's because these are Holland Lops. Over the next couple weeks, they'll flop more and more as the ears get longer and heavier. And they all have really good crowns, which means they have a lot of space in between. Yeah, you have lots of space. See, they're not at all afraid of me. I do this all the time. So there's lots of space between the head there, on the head between the ears. See, lots of space. So they all will flop. All of them. Every single one of these buns is going to have floppy ears. Okay? So that's why they don't stick straight up. They will never stick straight up. They're purebred lops. If you're breeding a breed of rabbit that has straight up ears, they will not lop. They'll stick straight up like this. Okay? But these guys are lops, so they are going to lop. And when they're first born, you can't necessarily tell. But over the first few weeks of life, you do notice that they, oh, big stretch. You do notice that they start to flop. So that's why their ears are separating and they're starting to lay down because they are getting older. Ears are getting heavier. I'll talk more about specifically Holland Lot babies in a different video, but I know somebody's going to wonder why their ears are flopping over, and it's because they're lops. Remember, these are Gemini's babies and they're Capricorn's babies. Both are purebred Holland Lops. So that's why their ears are lopping like they are. They have the helicopter ear thing going on right now. And it's adorable. So in the next video, I would like to talk about how to warm up a kit if it has fallen out of the nest. But today I just wanted to talk about those first 2 weeks, what to watch for. You're going to want to check them all the time, like twice a day. Make sure everyone's there, make sure everyone's eating. But for the most part, you're just caring for mama. You're caring for mama. Carrying. Can't even talk. But yeah, you're just caring for mama in those first couple weeks because she's looking after the babies. You want to make sure she's looking after the babies, but as long as she's doing a decent job, you're fine. You just leave those babies alone. You pick them up, give them a kiss, and then give them right back to their mama. That's about it for us here at Andersen Acres today. We'll see you tomorrow.